Good Monday morning. Yeehaw. Another Monday. Comes way too quick every single weekend. But we had a nice weekend. We had a productive weekend. Very productive Saturday. We found the chair we've been looking for. We got that all set up. Ed picked it up yesterday because Saturday was pouring rain. So we picked it up yesterday. Good. So he picked it up yesterday and we got it all set up yesterday. It didn't take long. It was 2 pieces. You pop it together and boom. There you go. So that was good. And then yesterday we went in the back and we measured out on the patio to order we ordered a new screened-in gazebo. So I'm excited for that. It's going to be really nice. It's got a screen, and then it's also got curtains, so you can block out the sun if you need to. You can block the wind, but you can draw out all the screens closed, and you can sit out there in the evening and not be eaten alive by the mosquitoes. So I'm happy for that. He's gonna run, when we set it up, he's gonna run some conduit and set up an electrical box so that we'll be able to put the TV out there. It'll be really nice. And then the only thing that we gotta do is find a super comfy outdoor lounge set, like couch and chairs, for an outdoor couch and chair set that's super comfy, because you want something that's like loungy. You want something that you can actually lounge on and feel comfortable and cozy. You don't want something stiff. So especially if you're going to go out there and sit in the evening and watch a movie or something, you know, you want it to be super cozy. So we got that all measured, got that ordered. Should be here, I think, by the end of the week. Obviously we're not going to set it up yet because we need to do a little bit of work first before we can set it up. We got to run Ed's got to run the conduit to set up the outlet, the plug for it. And he's gonna extend the cement on the patio a little bit. But yeah, so now we just need some nice weather. But I'm excited. I've always wanted a screened-in gazebo. So yeah, it's really pretty too. It's got like a darker colored roof. And then it's also got, in the inside, it's got hooks, so you can hang a couple of lights and you can hang a fan. Yeah. Fancy. It's fancy. So anyway. So I'm heading to work. Oh joy. I've just been really, lately, just the morale at work is at a low. I just feel really, I don't know. I mean, I can remember for years and years I've always loved going to work. Lately I've just been so annoyed with everything that goes on there. But makes me think that I'm gonna retire sooner rather than later. Ed and I have already had the discussion. because, like Ed said, we have to enjoy the time we have left here on this planet, on this celestial plane. So, yeah, I'm going to retire early, and we're going to do some traveling and see the country, do things, even just, you know, retire and stay at home and do things at home, spend time with Callie, and that is the plan. But in the meantime, off to work I go. I just watched, we watched this weekend the Paris Hilton documentary. It's on YouTube. It's very interesting. I never knew that Paris Hilton went through what she went through. I had no idea. I mean, obviously her parents didn't even know the extent of this boarding school they sent her to. I mean, Jesus. It wasn't really even a boarding school. It was, well, it was a school, but it was more like, to me, the impression that I got, it was more like a mental health facility / boot camp / prison. I mean, she described at one point, and there were others in the documentary that were there at the same school that had the same experience. So it's not like she made the thing up. It's a lot of people have had the same experience. But at one point, she was stripped naked and put in solitary confinement for 24 hours. Like, basically shoved in a little dungeon, locked in there for 24 hours, completely naked, no food, no water. And I don't know how many times that happened to her. But she was hit and abused, and it was terrible. Yeah, so I watched that, and I've also been watching Paris in Love on Peacock, which is her planning her wedding, which I'm happy that she finally found love, because she obviously had a lot of issues with trusting people in general after what she went through. And then, of course, trusting guys, especially after one of her boyfriends, one of her ex-boyfriends, filmed that sex tape and released it to the world. So, I get it. But I think that, well, he's her husband now, but Carter he's good for her. They're good together, I think. I hope it's like a long-lasting marriage for the two of them. And they have their beautiful little son now, so it's wonderful. Wow, this reservoir over here is overflowing. We got so much rain on Saturday. We have a couple vernal pools in the back. We got so much rain that they are overflowing. Like, they are the fullest I have ever seen them in all the years that we have lived there. I've never seen them so full. And yeah, there was a lot of area flooding from all the rain. But anywho's, I am almost to work, so I'm going to sign off for now. And I'll chat with you later. Have a great day. Tuesday. Moving along. Getting through the week. Had a bit of a busy morning already, you know. I best laid plans. I'm like, okay, I'm getting up, I'm getting in the shower, getting going. And then I always do something. And I end up distracted, and I do all sorts of things, you know. I do all the things. And then the next thing you know, I'm running late. And I heard this morning, just actually a few moments ago, I heard the sirens. I don't know if there's an accident up on the highway. Seems like there's a lot of traffic on the back roads here, so we'll see. But heading to work. We'll see if anybody leaves early today. You know, yesterday was another day. So let's see. Last week it was Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and then today. Yesterday, I'm sorry. And then yesterday. Everybody just decides, oh, I'm going to leave early. Oh, I got to leave early. Oh, I got to leave early. I always make my appointments after work hours. I don't know why nobody else can do it. Everybody makes their appointments in the middle of the day. I'm going to start making them during the middle of the day too. That's all. And yesterday, I was annoyed because the person who left on Thursday also left early yesterday at like 2:45 again. So I have a hair appointment next week, and I was going to scramble to get there on time, and I know it takes me a bit to get across town because my appointment's at 4:30. I get out at 4. It'll be cutting it close because there's a lot of traffic now because there's way too many people. But anyway, I said, you know what? To heck with that. So I told Christine yesterday, I'm leaving at 4:15. And I didn't say, can I? I just said I am. I'm leaving at 4:15 to go get my hair cut. That's right. Anyway. Now, Ed is supposed to be, he doesn't have any fence work today, so he's going to work in the backyard. He's going to start moving out some of those rocks and start laying out the mold, whatever. He uses like metal sheeting, and he creates the design that he wants for the cement. So he's going to start working on that today, but he's going to, because I told him I just want to make sure that it's symmetrical because of my OCD. You know, if it's not symmetrical, it'll drive me bananas. You know, so he's going to get it all set up, and then before he goes to pour any cement, he's going to show me because it has to be symmetrical. Because it's a permanent thing, and if it's not symmetrical. Anyway, so that's what he's working on today. And I wish I could be at home to help him and move all the rocks and stuff, but we're excited for the new screened-in gazebo. I'm going to do a video of us putting together the gazebo. I know Mom and Dad are going to come over and help. At least Dad's going to help. I said Mom could help maybe erect the roof, but Mom's too short. We could give her a little step ladder, a little stepping stool. She could stand on the stool and hold the roof. That would probably work, because we're probably going to need multiple hands to attach the roof. But yeah, I'm excited for that. So we'll probably, I don't know, we'll probably do that. We'll probably put the gazebo together when we get back from Florida. It all depends on weather, really. And on when Ed can get the cement poured. to extend the patio slab. But yeah, I'm excited for that. And then we're going to go out and find a really cozy, comfy furniture set. But we're going to wait a little bit for that because there is a set that I liked at Big Lots. But, well, I'm going to wait for another coupon. There'll be another coupon. And we'll get the furniture set once we get another coupon. But yeah. Yeehaw. I'm going to try to approach the day in a good mood today. Yesterday and Friday, not so much. You know? Just because people. It's just people. Ooh, I feel hungry. I feel like those little hunger pains in my belly. Oh, and I didn't tell y'all. So I had mentioned briefly about, not briefly, I've talked about it quite a bit. You know, my high blood pressure thing and all that. And I was also getting the heart palpitations. And then I told you how I did research on melatonin. Well, I stopped taking the melatonin, and the heart palpitations are gone. I did not know that you're not supposed to take melatonin like every day for a extended period of time. I was not aware of that. Now I know that. And I've stopped taking melatonin altogether. And I was worried when I stopped taking it that I was going to have issues sleeping. But I am not having any issues sleeping, so yeah, crazy. I mean, so I do occasionally get like a quick little kind of like a skipped beat, like a quick little skipped beat, but it's quick. It's not like a prolonged palpitation like I was getting. And what sent me over the edge and to really like think about this was that day we went to the furniture store. That Saturday morning, the heart palpitations were horrendous. Like I had to like lay down on a couch in the furniture store. That's pretty pathetic. I mean, and then that night, Mom and Dad came over, and Mom and Dad were talking about how kids are overdosing on melatonin because Mom and Dad or Mom or whomever have the melatonin gummies, and little kids see a little jar of gummies and they're like, ooh, candy. They're excited. So they eat the gummies and they eat too many gummies. That got me thinking, oh, melatonin. So then I went down the melatonin rabbit hole and I discovered that in fact, too much melatonin can cause heart palpitations. Go figure. But anyway, so it's starting to sprinkle a little bit. So, I'm almost to work. It's Tuesday. I'm going to get my day started. And we'll see you later. Peace. it's still Tuesday. I'm on my way home. Had to stop at the store. And now I'm heading home. But we spent most of the day watching the coverage of that horrible tragedy. Just absolutely horrific that that bridge in Baltimore collapsed. Oh my God, just tragic. I watched the video multiple times, and I'm pretty sure that there weren't any cars at all on the bridge when it collapsed. Because I watched, I saw the power go out in the cargo ship, the container ship. It went back on, it went back out, went back on. And at that point, they had lost control of the steering, and it went boop right into the upright. But then I studied the bridge itself as the ship was approaching and as it collapsed. And I think it was clear of cars. I don't think there were any on the bridge. I'm hoping there weren't any on the bridge. It's tragic enough that the workers that were up on that bridge, there's 6 of them missing. That's tragic. But I'm really hopeful that there weren't any cars on there. It's just awful. It makes me think back to a few years back, and you can Google it and look it up if you don't remember it in the news. But Ed and I and my mom and dad were on a cruise to Bermuda. And we had just left Bermuda heading back home. So we sailed out, and then the 4 of us went to dinner, and we were in the dining room. And we felt the entire ship shudder. We felt it move in a weird way. And I remember looking out the window in the dining room, and I remember seeing the ocean, like it's like this. So seeing the ocean horizontally, and then seeing the ocean go like this. It's terrifying. We hit the reef because they had a mechanical failure and they lost control of the steering. And the whatever those things, the something pods that steer the ship, they lost control and they couldn't get it back. And we hit the reef. We were stuck out there for quite a while. We were stuck out on the reef. The ship sat there on the reef until high tide came in. And then once high tide came in, we had to go back to the port, back into Bermuda for the day, and they had to inspect the ship. They had sent divers down underneath to check for damage. It was scary. I remember I have footage of that, video footage of that when we were sitting on the reef. Yeah. We had gone back to our room because we had a balcony room, which that's how I like my balconies. It makes my room feel bigger. I like to leave the balcony doors open in the evening when you're out at sea because it's so relaxing. But anyway, we had gone back to our room after we hit the reef, and we went out on our balconies, and you could clearly see we were sitting on the reef. Yeah, it was scary, very scary. But they inspected the ship. There was no major damage. I mean, there was obviously damage, but it wasn't damage where there were any holes or anything like that. So we were able to continue the journey back home. But geez. And I remember when we were in the dining room, of course, and then I couldn't eat dinner. They were just serving dinner. Mom and I both were like, we couldn't eat because we were so like freaked out. And then there were people that were scared. They had gone and gotten their life preservers, and the staff is telling them, you don't need your life preserver, we're not sinking. But then I was freaked out. I'm like, oh my God, what happens if we have to evacuate the ship? You know, what if we have to get on the little lifeboats? And I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to leave all my stuff. Yeah, that was, the cruise itself was wonderful, except for that part. It was on the news. I remember everyone at work when I got back, they were like, oh my God, Patty. Like, yeah, something always funky always happens. But anyway, so yeah, that, I understand how a mechanical failure like that can wreak havoc, and once that container ship lost its steering, its power, it wasn't able to steer anymore. And you can clearly see where it was supposed to turn and then go through the center. Well, it had already started the turn, and it just kept turning until it went boom right into the upright for the bridge. Terrible. But again, I'm hopeful that there were no cars on that bridge. Watch the video again if you haven't really studied it. It looks to me as though there were no cars on the bridge when it collapsed. Fingers crossed. But anywho's, so I'm home. I'm gonna go in and see my little baby and figure out dinner and all the things. So, thanks for watching my vlog. Thanks for driving to work with me. Thanks for driving home from work with me. And I'll see you on the next one. Have a magical day, everybody. Peace.